Where am I? Trinity's head was pounding, and she didn't know why. She squinted her eyes open to see the ground rushing by beneath her. Reece? Someone had thrown her over her shoulder, but it wasn't Reece this time. Surprisingly, he had taken much more care with her. This person was being rough, and it showed. Whoever it was, they were running, and fast. The constant movement up and down was a stabbing pain in her gut with every step they took. Their shoulder was digging into Trinity's stomach, and she could barely breathe. It took all of Trinity's focus to remember what happened. We're running out of time. She's ridiculously strong. Screw it. We can't let them see us. Watch out. It all came flooding back to her. The attack, the struggle, the searing pain in her head, then everything going black. Who are these guys? What do they want from me? Trinity didn't know where she was, but she knew the further she got from Reece, the more difficult it would be for him to track her. I need to get away, and quick. Even though Trinity was only part wolf, she would still be faster than them. All she needed was to get to her feet. They clearly didn't expect her to wake up soon, so she had the element of surprise on her side. She felt her captor slow as he ran up a hill. Now's my chance. Trinity grabbed a fistful of the man's hair and yanked it back, using her grip to pull herself up and bring her knee crashing against his throat. His grip loosened as he gasped for air, buying Trinity all the time she needed to drop from his shoulder and roll to the side. As she leaped to her feet and made a run for the Alph's house, the man screamed, alerting the others. Trinity only made it a few steps before another man grabbed her hair and pulled hard. She was yanked off her feet before landing with a crashing thud on the forest floor. Her breath rushed out of her. She was momentarily dazed. The precious time she needed to escape was lost. You should have just kept still, 2 men approached her. They were too close for her to make a run for it again. The man whose trachea she had attempted to crush was still struggling to his feet. Stay away from me! Trinity scrambled backwards, putting some distance between them. Or what? He was right. She couldn't do much. But she put up one hell of a fight before and would do it again. Even if it was going to end the same way as before, with Trinity unconscious over a strange man's shoulder, she had to try. Trinity kept her eyes on the men while she felt around for anything that might help her. Her hand bumped into a large stick hidden under the leaf-strewn ground. She halted her retreat, putting a pathetic look on her face as she closed her hand around the stick. Please don't hurt me. Trinity feigned fear, tightening her grip on the fallen branch. That's right. Just give up. The man lunged at her, and she swung her weapon as hard and fast as she could. Her plan worked. He yelled in pain as it caught him hard across the face. You little bitch! He screamed as the other 2 men leaped at her. Trinity swung again, hitting one across the back of the head and the other across the face on her backswing, breaking his nose. She could smell that all 3 were bleeding now. Is that all you got? Trinity would fight these clowns all night if she had to. And Reece thought I couldn't protect myself. Trinity watched the men hesitate as she whipped the branch around in warning. I may not have a wolf, but I can do plenty of damage on my own. Trinity could fight 1 man off on her own, maybe even 2. But when all 3 of them worked together, she didn't stand a chance. The 3 of them looked at each other and nodded in agreement before attacking Trinity at the same time. She swung as quickly as she could, but she wasn't fast enough. 2 of them landed on her arms, and the 3rd man pinned down her legs. We're supposed to take you back with us, but no one told us you were such a handful. The man pinning her legs leaned forward, placing his hands on either side of her head. Perhaps we need to make you more compliant. Get off me! Trinity spat the words in his face. Don't touch me! All 4 of them froze at the sound of a wolf snarling in the distance. Reece. Trinity breathed his name in a sigh of relief. I didn't think he would come for me. Trinity's heartbeat quickened. It's probably only because he had to pretend that we're a proper couple. She imagined how annoyed and embarrassed he must have been when his meeting with his cousin was interrupted. Trinity couldn't seem to do anything right. God damn it, we're out of time. One of the men interrupted Trinity's thoughts. They leapt up, releasing her. Cowards. Trinity rubbed her arms where the men had bruised her. Don't worry, we'll be back for you. One of the men laughed as he stood. Here's a parting gift. The man kicked her hard in the side of the head, right where they'd hit her earlier. She cried out in pain as bright stars flashed before her eyes.
I'm coming, little bunny. I won't let them take you. Reese's wolf bounded through the woods, following the trail. He knew he was getting closer to them. Little Bunny's scent was getting stronger. He heard a man cry out in pain. Little Bunny must be awake and on the offense again. Way to go, Little Bunny. Then Reece heard the sound of Trinity crying out in pain. He snarled. His wolf didn't like them hurting his mate. The men cried out in pain again, and Reece inhaled the fresh scent of blood. None of it hers. Thank Goddess. That's my devil bunny.
Get off me! Don't touch me!
Reece was finally close enough to understand their words. His blood was boiling as he was imagining what prompted her to say that. Hands off, his wolf was screaming. Leave her alone. Reece could see her through the trees now. 3 men were pinning her down. He snarled, and all 4 of them turned to look in his direction.
Reece.
What a relief it was to hear her say his name. God damn it, we're out of time. The men stood up and began retreating. That's right. Cowards. Don't worry, we'll be back for you. Here's a parting gift. Reece watched as one of the men kicked Trinity hard in the side of the head. Her cry of pain launched Reece into a burst of speed, faster than he knew he could go. He saw Trinity rise to her knees as they ran away. Good. She's conscious. She was so much tougher than he thought, but she didn't seem to have the energy to get to her feet. As Reece approached, he hesitated. Do I go after them, or stay with Little Bunny? He had never been torn like this before. My duty is to protect the pack. She's part of the pack. He would send Riley's men after the warlocks. Reece shifted back to his human self as he approached Trinity. Are you all right, Little Bunny? She didn't even look at him. She just stared in the direction of the warlocks, as if Reece wasn't even there. That blow to the head must have been bad, and she was more susceptible to injury than Reece. He knelt by her side. Hey, are you okay? She kept ignoring him. Reece moved into her line of vision, and for the first time, he could see her eyes. Trinity's eyes were glowing. Her irises, normally a bright sky blue, radiated almost white now. 2 inner circles, one a sapphire blue and the other a metallic gold, turned into the center of her eyes, almost like a camera lens permanently autofocusing and zooming. Trinity, what's going on? Reece had never seen anything like this before. He was glad he was the first one to find her like this. What would the others think of this?
They're going to get away if we don't hurry. Trinity kept her gaze in the direction of the warlocks.
They've already gotten away. They're long gone and we couldn't track their scent.
They're right there! Trinity pointed somewhere in the trees. They're about 1,800 meters that way.
You can still see them? Not even Reece could see them.
You can't? Trinity's brow furrowed in confusion.
No, Reece answered.
Why don't you follow their scent? It's a little weird. It makes me sneeze.
Trinity, we can't smell them at all. Trinity blinked, her face a mix of confusion, exhaustion, and pain.
What do you mean you can't smell them?
None of us here can smell them. Only you.
What? Trinity's face fell. I'm the only one? Further proof I don't belong.
Why could Trinity see and smell the warlocks when no one else could? At least you can smell them when they're trying to hide. Be on your guard next time, Reece said, to which Trinity nodded. Now that Reece knew Trinity was safe, he remembered why he was angry with her. More importantly, why the hell did you leave the spot? I told you to stay put. Reece could see Trinity preparing to argue as defiance filled her eyes, but he was not going to back down. She disobeyed him, and it could have gotten her killed. His wolf shivered.
Look, mighty dog. Trinity slowly rose to her feet. I don't need...
Before she could finish her sentence, she collapsed. Reece leaped to catch her just before she hit the ground.
Don't let your excitement die! The full audio series is on the Pocket FM app. Tap the link in the description to install now.